So today, Sunday, 21st of May 2023, question and answers video on Peugeot. So starting with this one from Fabian. Say, hello Lion King, please, I have a problem with my 406 Nigerian assembly with EW10J for engine. The problem is with my car ABS braking system. I tried to solve by changing all my ABS sensors, but still the problem keep coming up. It will always show me stop on the instrument panel, and it shows braking fault on the multi-display. Please, can you recommend what I should do? Thank you. Yes, Fabian, see, when it comes to ABS, you don't make assumptions and start throwing in pass. What I mean by throwing in pass is you start to change pass randomly. Oh, it could be this, you remove, buy another pass and put. It could be this. No, you don't make that kind of assumption or try and error. So as ABS is concerned, there are a lot of things. ABS is a system, meaning it has a lot of components that works as is an assembly. So just because most times the culprit for ABS issues, the ABS wheel sensor, does not mean anytime you have that ABS error or warning or fault, you start changing your ABS wheel sensors. It could be anything. That's why the first thing to do is to scan, diagnose, scan. Once you show you ABS, don't bother with try and error or to mechanically try to figure out. Just scan the vehicle. It will immediately tell you what the issue is. It's more direct. It's not like the engine one that there are some issues that may not even come up on scan 2. This one will. Your brake is electrically controlled. Yeah, it has some mechanical power. It's electrically controlled. So when you scan it, anything that trigger that fault for your braking system means it will show you electrically or electronically the problem. So all you need to do, go there, remove and put. So the ABS, there are some 406 that have ESP, Electronic Stability Program, which also work with the ABS, while some don't have. And those ones that have their ABS block or ABS pump is different from the one that don't have the ABS ESP. So there's also another component too. It's not just the ESP. There's another ECU. It has an ECU is somewhere mounted inside the vehicle. The ECU for the ESP. While the one without this thing. So my point is, when you scan it, to tell you what the problem is. I don't know what system yours have, whether it has ESP or not. So you need to scan, because sometimes it can even be the ABS block that is giving you this warning, and you are changing the wheel sensors. So if the block is bad, it doesn't matter how good the wheel sensors are, it won't work. Also, if for 406, what the wheel sensors are monitoring the ring on the CV joint for the front, and then the hub on the tail for the rear of the car, the wheels on the rear of the car. So there's a ring which the sensors are monitoring. So if anything happens to any of those rings, if the rings break or is absent in any of the wheels, it doesn't matter how new the sensor on that wheel is, it will tell you what the problem is. So what scanning does is, even though the ring is mechanical, but what scanning will do is, it will tell you specifically this particular wheel has a problem. So what you now do is, you inspect the sensor, inspect the ring. When you don't see any issue with the mechanical, the ring, then you change the sensor. There are sometimes the ring might be there, but the bearing might be off. The bearing on that rim, like for example, the rear one, if the bearing is bad, the ring will be wobbling, so the sensor won't be able to read it properly. It will also trigger the fault. Or something, maybe there's something covering the ring, so because of that, maybe mud or something, or even the sensor, maybe a grease is covering the surface, or mud that it can no longer read the rings. So yeah, so those are the things you have to check. That's why when you scan it, it will show it specifically what the problem is. You now focus on that side. Rather than just keep changing, it could be this one, it could be this one. You end up removing what is even good, maybe putting one that is even bad, or the one that the quality is not as high or good as the one you removed. So stop doing guesswork on these modern Peugeot vehicles. I don't know, this is not the first time I've been saying it. Anyway, at least now you know how to go about diagnosing your ABS issue or your Peugeot 406. Moving on, this from Juvie. It said, what's the right oil for Peugeot cars? See, it's not something I can talk about here, because it didn't specify which of the Peugeot car, which of the engine model. All Peugeot cars, they don't use one oil. Some use one. What I'm point, you can say, okay, let's say for 10,000 with B712 300. You can't say that all Peugeot engines or all Peugeot models can use that oil. No, it's not all. While some models can use the oil and use another oil recommended, why that the other model might use this same 10W40 but may not use the other one. That let's put it this way. Let's assume EW10A, right? Peugeot recommends 5W40 for EW10A. That's B712296. Also recommends 5W40 for EW10J4. However, EW10A cannot use 10W40. It's not recommended. Cannot use doesn't mean if you pour it, the engine will not start. No, it means it's not recommended. If you are looking for what is good for your engine. But it's recommended for EW10J4. So you understand what I mean. So you need to be specific. If I say all Peugeot matter, that means you have to go back to 1980 when Peugeot started doing. So you have to be specific. However, there was a time I did it's not an article per se. It was a table that I prepared and published. I think I also did it on this YouTube. I can't remember. So if I can find it, I know I shared it in many of my online platform where I have accounts. So if I can find that publication, I will share it on my YouTube channel again. I will go to the community section where posts allow, where I normally post articles or short articles, or depending on what I want to talk about that is not video, or where I usually post my pictures on YouTube channel. So it's called community section, so you can go there and look for it. If not today, just be going through it. I'll find it today, tomorrow, whenever I find it, and share, publish it there. So from there, it's not all engines that are listed, but at least from there you can see the listed engines. It means you have to know your engine model, the models you are interested in. Engine now, not Peugeot vehicles. Yes. So focus on engine model. There you see each oil, each recommended oil. You find list of engines that Peugeot recommend for that oil. So that's how I prepared it. Okay, moving on. This from Olushola Peters. He said, what's estimates of the repairs to be done? Okay, this He said at least you can share that information so that potential buyers will have an idea of what the total sum to get the car in top-notch condition will be. No, I don't do that. I know people as see when I post, I will tell you I've inspected this vehicle and I found it good enough, or I don't find it good enough. Normally, if I inspect a car and it's not good enough, I will even advertise it. It's as simple as that. If it's good enough, I'll advertise. Sometimes, what I'll do is I'll just say, hey, there's this vehicle available for somebody is selling. I did not inspect. If you're interested, look at the person's number, contact the person, go and inspect. That's how I do. But the ones I inspect, if it's not good enough, I will state. It means I will not advertise. You won't see me stating that I've inspected the car. So once I say it's good enough, it means if anybody serious enough can buy the car. So what I now do is that I prepared the report, my findings. I will keep for any serious buyer. Anybody is interested, because most people, these things I'm giving it for free. You understand what I mean? This some inspection, people pay me 50,000 to go and inspect vehicles for them. So don't just expect me to just something other people are paying. I'll just come and be doing it for free like that. I'll prepare it and keep. When I see someone who is serious enough, I will send it to the person. Doesn't mean the person will eventually buy, but I like dealing with people who are serious. Most people, you go and prepare and attach to the advert, you see they will all come there, start running their mouth. Because you find out that most people are actually very stupid. Yes, I'm very, very direct here. You know, they want to buy a used vehicle, but they want the car to be in a condition of a brand new car. So when you now list, oh, okay, you need to change the timing belt, the brake pad is bad, you need to change, the gear oil is low, you need to change this, the engine is smoking, so meaning that if you are buying this, eventually you have to change the engine, which makes sense to me. If every part in a vehicle is intact, the electrical, which is even the most important thing on a modern Peugeot vehicle, the electrical, the body, the exterior, the interior, every other thing is good. And the engine is weak, even though it's moving, but at least it's no longer as sound as it is. But you see some people, they will start telling you, and you are saying this car is good enough. You know, it's stupid reasoning. Because eventually the same person will go elsewhere. A car that was not inspected, they will go and buy it even double amount of maybe the one I'm advertising, because the person is, I will say, call it stupidly, because he believes whatever the dealer say. The car has no problem, the engine is intact. But because I will tell you the truth, I will say, see, even though you have no technical eye to know that this engine is weak, it's weak. So if you are buying, this is the condition it is. And I will advise you, this is what you do. You can buy and be using it over time, maybe after a year or so, before it gets that bad, you change it. Or if you have the money, you change it now. Compared to other ones that all these repackaged nightmares. People have messed up and repackaged and then go and buy a Tokumbo engine and put. All the wires have been butchered here and there. ECU messed up, this and that. They will buy a Tokumbo engine and put it up for sale. People go, it has new engine. Yeah, with your new engine, you can't even use the car for one good year. Every morning you are battling for one electrical problem, for one ECU to another. Yeah, it has new engine. Sometimes it's good for people to learn this, to go through these experiences. So I realize people actually, and they have a lot of stupid people. So that's why sometimes I keep some of these things myself. You know, so I choose not to post some of this. It depends. Some advert I kind of give a hint or some of the things that whoever that wants to buy may have to deal with, but I won't go into details. You know, because anybody who has been following me will know that I always say, if you're buying a used vehicle, expect repairs. Expect repairs. So if you are coming to this though, you know, to want to see one that I would say you don't have any repair, don't bother. You know, because people, like I said, stupid. I'll keep using that word. They don't even have any shishi, no money. They have no plans, or even if they have no plans to buy the vehicle or have plans to buy any car. But they will come to people that's why and ruin it and messy, say so many bad things. Once they start seeing, start posting all those things, they say, this one is there now. And you are saying is this amount, or you are saying the car is good. So I cut off all those chaff, all those stupid ones. So I'm not going to post. If you want, you pay. You get a point. If people go, there's no need to change my mind on that, because so far it's working for me. But nothing stops me from saying if you want to do this thing, you pay. Even if you don't pay the full consultancy, you pay some money for me to send you the full inspection report. It's my IP. I don't owe you anything. If I choose not to post it or give it to you for free. I spend my time, burn my fuel, went there, apply my knowledge, which I didn't get it for free. Do everything. So if I'm putting out that advert for this thing and I did that inspection, all these dealers that post advertise cars, how many of them inspect cars? Nobody inspect cars. They don't have the noise. So what's the part they know is the car is sound, engine starts and move. This one, that body is okay, or whether okay or not, or they'll go and repackage it, even if all these things are not bad. Go and spray on it, put this on, cover so many things, change the range, do this on. As far as it's not smoking at that time, even when the AC is very bad, when they hear somebody is coming, they'll go and get one can of gas and put, even if you run for a few seconds before you stop running, cooling. This is my area of business. I'm in auto industry as a technician, so I know all these things. So I want people who are serious enough when it comes to project, you want to get a good one. You can't, if I advertise, you understand? Yeah, not all of them. Some might cost more in terms of repairs, depending on the condition of the car. Some might cost very less. See, watch out what I say. When you see my advert, watch out what I say. From there, you have idea. Like I said, any serious person, when you contact me private, we'll talk. If you need it, I'll send it to you. If you say, no, it's too much, you walk away. I've never collected any cover from anybody that say, please, I want to know this car you advertise. What's the issue you mentioned? So I'm not going to do that. I just want to stress it, because you're not the only one who appointed this thing out. So if people keep persisting, then I'll start charging for it. But I don't think there's need for that. Okay. This from the Mr. Benito. He said, what kind of climatization has this 505? The classic system with events. Yeah, 505 phase 2. I don't know about the ones they produce in Nigeria, but that phase 2 505, the foreign assembled ones, especially in Europe, North America. Once you start the engine, this is my model, 1986 to 1991 or 92. 1986 to 1991. Once it's, in fact, not even when you start it, once you switch on ignition, is it ignition or once you start the car? I'm trying to remember. I think either once you switch on ignition or once you start the car. So once you switch on ignition, yeah, I remember. Once you switch on ignition, the AC, the heating ventilation blower, or what we know as AC blower, it will start running. Yeah, you start running. AC will be on, you start running. So you start the car, it will be running. So the way they did it in such a way that you don't need, your windows needs to be up all the time. So if the temperature is cold outside, which is known as ambient temperature, you don't need to switch on the compressor. You open the, what's it called? You just leave it on, because cold air will be coming in, so no need. Then if temperature, ambient temperature, outside temperature, if you start becoming warm or hot, you put as a switch for AC compressor known as echo on that AC panel, AC control panel, or heating ventilation control panel. You see a button, I think that's the last button under. You see a button there written ECO, echo. Once you press it, I think press it off. I think when you press it in, it switches off the compressor. When you press it off, it comes out, a compressor engages. cold air start coming in. Then of course it has the heater and the rest, just the normal way. So that's how it is. So it can, my 505, once I switch on ignition, it comes on. So I've never had any need to bring down the windows. What's the point? Of course, I don't always use put on the compressor. You do, like I said, if the weather is cold, air is coming in. Normal air is coming in. It's not like it's a conditioned air. No, the same air. Remember, it doesn't even have pollen filter. So it's not like it's being filtered. So that air will just come direct. That's normal air you breathe outside your vehicle. Or when you're inside your vehicle without AC, you put down your window. It's the same air that is coming in. That same natural air. Just like it's coming in through the vent. You know. So I kind of like that design, you know. The other thing you could do, like if your AC compressor is not working, is you can now reduce the blower speed. But you know, no matter how you reduce it, it's keep it running. You can't shut it off. It will keep running. That's how they run it, keep running. So I don't know the way they designed that of 505 phase 2 assembled in Nigeria, but the phase 2 505 assembled North America, Europe. I think it's like more like a standard, or maybe at least standard for the ones with AC. Maybe I don't know how it is for the one that doesn't have AC. That's AC compressor. But the ones that, because of course at that time, it's not all cars that come with compressor. Even some 505 V6 did not come with AC compressor. You know, so it's now that I can say it's basically now standard, all new or newer cars now. But back then, not all of them have AC. So that's this climate control started in those days during the time of 505 phase 2, phase 3 lifted 505. They used to call, that's when I started hearing, or it started to come up, this climate control system. That's the name there. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So this from Avi Nayo Abo. He said, can you advise on the fuel consumption if I'm to use it for commercial transportation? That is for Peugeot 607. V6, no. It doesn't mean you cannot use it. You can, of course. You can. Only that, well, I'm just looking at it like V6 will consume more fuel than EW12, though the EW12 and V6 fuel consumption kind of it's not that close. I'm not saying that it's the same figure, but the gap is not that much, you know. So if I were to advise, when it comes to 607, you want to use it for commercial, it will make sense unless you are doing intercity, going from one state to another. But if you are doing intra, that's inside the city, or those things, you want to use it for taxi, to make more sense with the 4-cylinder engine, either the 2.0 liter, that's the phase 1, that's Z8. You look for the one that has that 2.0, which are very rare, very, very rare. Factory, not even conversion. There are some of them that they produced, but it was just like within a year or two, Peugeot produced 607 with EW10J for all manual, no automatic version. Between, is it 99 to 2000, 2001 or thereabout, or within a year or two. So they stopped it. So if you can find one, yeah, you can start that purpose, or at least that of EW12J for the 2.2 liter model. They have auto, they have manual. So this is there, but the reason why I'm also this is maintenance, it won't make sense. This will cost you more to maintain. So when you are doing that, using for commercial, remember the suspension is more expensive. The suspension components of the V6 and the 4-cylinder 607, they are not the same. When I'm talking about the shock absorbers. They are not the same. They cost you more. And you don't, for that kind of purpose, some of these parts, depending on road conditions, wears out faster. So imagine every time you're spending almost double or more than double of what you would have spent on the 4-cylinder to replace using the V6. So that's what I'm saying. V6 we will serve you more as a private user, serve you more. Even if you are spending it, because you use this as private, so it will take a while before it will fail. Rather than commercial, the car is constantly being stressed. It's being stressed. Once you are using car for commercial, you are stressing the car beyond normal use. So don't bother using the V6 for commercial purpose. Unless maybe you want to do inter from one state to the another. In that case, you are always on the highway. Yeah, the engine will serve you. But then you still spend more on the suspension. No. Just get a 4-cylinder. That's the best thing. As far as sister said is concerned. This one done a better. He said, it's only the president that can beg Ikenna to sell this car to him. No amount of money will make him part with this car. Of course. That's the truth. If you're not a car person, I wouldn't expect you to understand why few of us in this world are die hard when it comes to cars. There are people that, in fact, I don't know. I don't need to go back. If you're a car person, you understand. Sometimes I use this analogy, but people feel it's strange or wrong. It's like saying, "Oh, sell your son to me." I mean, that's the best way I can put it. Sell your child to me. Of course, it's a car. You can always sell and get another one. Maybe allocate it. You don't need it. But my point is, the value you place on the car. That's why you determine whether the car stays or is going. All things as if you have no need to let it go. So some even relocate and they will spend fortune to move the car, transport the car to wherever they are going with them. So I don't need to explain myself. So people that say it's a question of the amount that will determine whether the person, like I say, it means you are not really that capable. I remember there was a time, which car was I driving? I picked somebody. I don't know the person. There's someone I knew. I don't think I met him. The last time I saw this guy had been years now. So I knew this guy, and he had I think a colleague. So he asked me, please, I was going somewhere, please, they want to join me so that they will drop off somewhere. On our way, the person was just talking about how clean, I think it was my 406. Yeah, I can remember, I think it was the 406. Or how clean the 406 is, the interior, everything. That if he was me, that he would have made money from this car. Would have just sell it off and made a lot of money for me, because a lot of people would be interested to buy the car. That is surprised that I'm driving this car, and I think how it was kind of asking, okay, how long have I used this car? I think that's what led to that comment. How long have I used the car? So when I mentioned the year, he said, yeah, see, I using this type of car for this long. It's like you don't need money. You're supposed to sell it, make maybe double amount of what you purchase it. And I was like, I don't recall saying I plan that I intend to sell the car. It was like, no, it's a very wrong perspective. Why would you hold a car? Supposed to use a car maximum 12 months and sell. Why will you keep a car and still using and sell? You see anybody that will buy it off, even if it's less than what you purchase, you sell it off immediately, buy another one. Or you see a person that will buy it more than you purchase, even if you don't have any plans, but you buy it more than purchase it, you sell it off immediately, and as long as the money will buy you another one. So, as I was saying that, I was like, there's no point. These are the kind of people you don't need to even start to explain. I shouldn't have even bothered to respond at all to whatever he was saying from the beginning. Because he as a human being has something that is so dear to him. But it's just that it's not car. It could be anything. There are some people who tell you, why will I sell a piece of land, my birthright? I will no matter how poor I am, no matter the situation that has come to, I will never sell a piece of land I inherited from my father or from this. There's some people, it's meaningless to them. They'll just sell it off. Maybe they need to run a business. I say, I can only buy another one. Why hold on to this thing? This thing when this piece of land can give me money to start business and become rich and get more money and buy more than this land that I'm selling. They will do it without even a second thought. But this other person, he has so much value to the land that he will rather. I mean, so some people, the Christians, go and read your Bible. What's the name? Is it not? I trying to remember the man. Remember that Jezebel thing? The man that refused to sell his land to the king. And then the wife decided to, that Jezebel decided to deal with the man. King asking you to sell. Has so much money, wealth. All you need is just name your price. If you want another big this thing, I can even give it to you, but you need that one. I say, lie. This is my land I inherited, this and that. So that's the thing. People don't even, because to you assume that everybody should have the same value you have in life. Everybody should follow the same step the norm is following. That, this is a material thing, so it shouldn't matter. What is land? Is it not material thing? Are you not going to leave land? Is there any land that your name is written on the entire land? Is there something eventually you will die and the land will remain there? Who told you? Who myself? So everybody has, so like I say, it's all about value system. So I understand what Donna Bella is saying. When you're a car person, you do. There are situations where no matter how you're attached to a car, maybe something, I don't know, you realize, okay, maybe this can go. I can deal with it. I can live without it. There are normal circumstances. I'm car person. You are telling me, most people that want, each time I drive out my 505, they always say, please sell this car to, is it for sale? Sell this car to me. Funny thing is, they always have this in mind, is it not 505? Is it highest, about 100,000? I'll be like, really? I don't need to go, there are things I don't need to talk about. Look like if you are boasting or something. Sometimes I boast, who cares? But the point is, there's no point trying to tell the world the value of my car. No, it's pointless. You value your vehicle. It's up to you. If you want to sell at the value you value it, you put it out there. Maybe other people will not value the way you do, so they won't agree to your resale value. Fine. Can keep back your thing. Okay, so moving on. This Sito Sani say, hello, how do I reach you? Okay, my phone number is always on the videos description, comment section. Okay, so this from Anthony Ushidi. Do you know? He said, looks good. Okay, there this comment on my 505 V6 as well. Say looks good. Is it possible to convert it to automatic transmission? So he said, is it possible to convert the 505 from manual transmission to automatic transmission? Okay. Okay, let me read the comments. There's a, let's see if I can enter this. Hold on. Network is not showing here. Well, it will be, let's see. It's much easier to convert 505 manual to automatic than convert a 406 manual to automatic. That's the way I would put it. So yes, it's possible, and it's much easier to do. The only problem now is, where will you see the 505 V6, no, 505 automatic. I'm not saying the engine now, just saying no, it's 505 automatic conversion kit, because it have to be a kit that you remove from another 505 to put, unless you want to now go I mean, I don't even know, to now use a different model of automatic gearbox and from that is not even Peugeot, designed for 505. Wow, I mean, you have to be that technical to be able to figure out how to do that kind of thing. They do it outside Nigeria, but like I said, you have to, you have to, this is not just a plug and play. It's going to cost you, like, let's assume in this current situation in Nigeria, economically, we are looking at more than maybe 10 to 20 million naira to do that kind of conversion. You have to quite, wow. You will already understand to get to it. Okay, so or maybe less. So I'm not saying, but I'm saying when you do it professionally, the way they do it in the Western world, you see all the technicians, they spend. You order this gearbox, you bring, you fabricate this bell housing, you fabricate this one, you fabricate this one, you fabricate this one, you keep fabricating, keep putting, it doesn't work, you remove. Because once you fabricate, you can't return it. You go and buy maybe a gearbox from a shop or something, you fabricate to see if it works. It doesn't work. How can you return it? Something you've already modified. It's return to get your money. It's gone. That money is a waste. You look for another one to crack your brain. You open the gearbox, sometimes you have to pieces the gearbox, take half of this one, it will become maybe like a hybrid. You take this one from another model of car, take this one from another, so that the front part of the gearbox will can be able to fit on the 5 of the tail will be for another car, so I can fit the propeller shaft, the two can go on and on. You have to keep spending. Over there, normally their own is brand new. That's what they use. It's here that, okay, it might not reach up to that 10 million because you're buying used. This used gearbox, you put, it doesn't matter. This used gearbox, but their own, the machine, mold the iron, it's not a child's play. So, unless you now remove completely 505 engine, complete, and use a different engine, that's another way to go about another engine. Then you can now use that engine and the gearbox that comes with it. In that case, yeah, it makes sense. Okay, so this from Donabella, this is a reply to this other comment. It said, it's possible, but we enjoy this Peugeot Classic 504 inclusive when you throttle as reasonable high as you can before changing gear. That vroom vroom sound it produces is cocoa with the sweet where the sweet us for Peugeot. Automatic transmission will cut short that melodious sound in changing gear to L. See the 545. 545. Okay, let's start. Yeah, 545. Let's leave 544. Phase 1 545 had 3-speed automatic transmission. That's ZF is a ZF gearbox. ZF 22 HP 3. Is it 22 HP 3? I'm trying to remember the model name. But it's 3-speed automatic transmission. Now phase 2 505, that's my own model, now has 4-speed automatic. So depending on the one you are talking about, you want to use. So the phase 1, the gearbox, the final drive kind of very short. So but it's more durable. The first one gearbox, the 3-speed gearbox, is more durable than the 4-speed automatic, which is in the phase 2. So of course, that's almost like the newer, all these gearboxes. That's why the newer the gearbox, the more complex and the more sensitive, the more they easily break down compared to those old ones that are more like indestructible, So it depends on terms of the drive, I haven't driven the 3-speed. I've driven the 4-speed automatic 505. So it kind of lifts up higher before it upshift or downshift. The 4-speed is much more enjoyable to drive. That's all I can say you. Based on what the 3-speed users, 505 users, automatic, what they complain. No, the 4-speed is more, because the 3-speed, just to do 100 kilometers per hour, wow, your RPM will be engine will be shouting as if you are already on the red zone on the tachometer, as if you are pressing your throttle to the floor. Yet you're just pressing it a little. The engines will be sounding very harsh. Fuel consumption will shoot up. So it's 3-speed, so it doesn't really. Okay. This it says, I know what you're talking about. This from Sam Anthony. And what you're talking about, when you are stuck in traffic for hours, automatic transmission starts to make sense small. These are manual automatic things. I don't tire me that they speak all those things. So this from Donna Ebele. He said, Nigerian classic Peugeot cars will assemble with manual transmission. Yes, it's correct. Conversion will affect the fuel economy performance surely, but if your clutch plate is sound, clutch pedal will be soft, and hence no stress at traffic hold-up. However, note that what you lose in hold-up driving manual Peugeot, you gain in bad roads with potholes. High-speed classic or Peugeot cars, Peugeot vehicles make sense for smooth ride in pothole terrains. Example, in flooded areas where tipper pass easily, Peugeot go follow him back pass too. Not so with Toyota Spider, then most of which have automatic transmission and low ground clearance. Okay, the only thing I'll comment on this reply I just read is, if your clutch 504, 505, if your clutch kit, talking about, for example, the ones with cable, if your clutch cable is good, if your clutch pressure plate is good, the one they call clutch disc here, if your clutch friction plate is good, if your release bearing is good, your clutch pedal is good, they are not actually that hard to depress. Yeah, compared to newer ones, you can say they are softer, but this other one still. Come on, and we drove this car. Even our parents drove all these cars. Hold up, we are also there. They did not die. They weren't even complaining. People started complaining when the automatic now came. All of a sudden, they now felt that, but the other one was suffering. I don't know. You go to some countries, they drive manual a lot. Go to Italy, go to this, go to UK. They drive a lot of manuals. Are you saying they don't have traffic there? Say they don't have traffic over there. You think it's only Nigeria where traffic too much? Have you driven a modern clutch or a car Peugeot with a modern clutch? Even the 504, I just drive. Like I said, check your clutch system. If you notice, if you are pressing your clutch pedal and it's paining you, you realize that it's too hard. It could be paining you depending on your sitting position, though. But if truly it's hard to depress, that's why it's paining you once you are in a traffic. If you keep pressing it over time, it's start paining you. Then check your clutch kit. Something is wrong there. That's why it's hard. If it's not hard, you're just supposed to feel that pain. You just feel like you're raising your leg and pressing it. Just pressing it at a little bit pressure. Sometimes I don't know how to explain some of these things. Doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with being automatic, but please, people should stop using that idea of hold up. I get that, I understand, But there's other people. Do you also know that hold up kills automatic transmission? Some people don't even know that, or they never even thought of that. It comes with its own cost too. But of course, if you have the money, there's no issue, there's no problem. You cannot change your gearbox anytime it fails. Now my point is, automatic gearbox hates heat. staying in a hold up or traffic jam produces heat, excess heat on the transmission, automatic transmission. So it weakens and wears them down much faster. So, I don't know. But anyway, I've already explained possibility. Yeah, if you can find the best way of doing that, like if you have a 504 automatic or 505 automatic, yeah, you just swap everything that has to do with that gear. The reason why I say it's easier to do in a 504 than 406 or this newer model car is basically everything is mechanical. All the automatic gear transmissions in 504, 505, 404 even have an automatic transmission as far back as 50s or so. All you need to do is they are all mechanical. But these newer ones, it's not that easy to do because your headache should be the electrical. Because the electrical is what controls this gearbox. They are these modern automatic gearboxes, the modern Peugeot car. But these older cars like 504, this is pure mechanical. So all you need is get the gearbox, get a few other components, mechanical components that works with the gearbox, the automatic gearbox. For example, the drive shaft. I don't think even if the drive shaft is the same with the manual one. No, I'm talking about propeller shaft. The torque tube might not be the same because the automatic gearbox is usually longer than the manual gearbox in 505. That I can tell you. They are usually longer. I don't know. So it's easy. It's the modern one that will be a headache to convert from manual to automatic. It's easier to convert auto to manual than convert manual to auto in modern cars. Not just Peugeot, because of the electricals. I continue. I agree with you in the market for a 405. Okay, so it's in the market for a 405. Okay. Okay. This one doesn't really. I don't think I need respond to this. So I've already done that. For smooth seller, I said the 505 looks not very nice. Chiduche, how do you tell the difference because I need one? This is this is a video I did on why are right hand drive and left hand drive converted Peugeot 207 more common in Nigeria. I mean, it's not something I can say here on this video. And also there are some things I'd rather keep to myself. So it's my own trade secret, because it's knowledge I have I use in buying cars for people. So if I give up everything, what's the point for them coming to me? They can as well go and do it themselves. Austin Ike said, I use 2.0 engine for the 406. It consumes more fuel. I don't know what to say. I believe 2.0, I believe you meant the SU engine. That SU10J4R. I believe that's what you meant. I don't know what could be the fuel consumption. Just as me, I don't work on that engine anymore. Not because it's too stressful or anything, but like I always say, that engine is as if I'm working on my 505. My 505, I can do it because it's my car. So it's not that easy to diagnose it because they don't use scan tool. It's more of analog. So you have to have the knowledge, be able to figure out those certain things. So SU10, yeah, I have a scan port, but then some issues that will come up. This maybe don't bother using scanner. I won't even tell you what it is. And then the availability of parts. They are there, but it's mostly second hand. So I don't like having only that option where it has to be only second hand parts that I'll have to use. It depends. Let's assume the car now has the power in that SU10 is more than 406 V6. Yeah, I'll go for it. I have a 505 V6. Where do you think the parts? Do you think the parts is available in Nigeria? It's not. For my 505 V6, all the engine parts, they are not available in Nigeria. But how many years has the car been with me? So The car has to have something so magnificent that will attract me. The engine now, not the car. To feel say, okay, it's worth it. Even if I have to be ordering the parts, as long as the parts are also durable, like my 505, I had it order. It takes a while before I need to replace any part on that engine. So yeah, I'll be using it. But then I also limit inside the terms that it's no longer like my 505. It's not a car that can be comfortable traveling with any now and then. There was a time I did it, not anymore. Because considering that if I start using it constantly like that, then parts will start wearing out faster. So I'd rather use it inside city every once in a while, park the car. It's still serving its classic purpose. So, but if you are buying a car, only the first car, the only car you have, and you have to be ordering the parts outside Nigeria, it doesn't make sense now. Because parts will be wearing out. This is your only car, so you are stressing the car more. So they wear out faster than the person that has two or more. So you mean every small thing, you pack your car for 2-3 months, depending when the parts you order from outside Nigeria comes in, you replace. 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month later, another part, different part fails again. You pack the car, order again, you spend another 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, come back. It doesn't make sense. Buy the one you know parts are available where you stay, so that you can keep using the car whenever the car breaks down. So when I look at SU engine, I just feel in a 406 especially, there are some cars you say, okay, makes sense, like some 306 they have that engine. Yeah, because of the power, it makes sense on a 306. But 406, come on, go for the other one. That's the way I see it. So that's for people who wants to buy. So I would rather you get EW, ES engines. Not even all EW engine. EW10G, avoid that engine. It's not worth it in Nigeria. Parts are not available. So, and it's not like the power is that great. So it's just a normal EW engine. The power is not that. At least EW12, the 2.2 EW12J440 has more power than that one. So if you are looking for power in a 406 that is not V6, then go for EW12 one. If you are looking for average power that is less than EW10J4, EW12J4 406, then go for EW10J4. That engine, that's why it didn't sell. They didn't make it much. It wasn't really, there was nothing so unique as a special about the engine, because it's not as if it's a direct injection engine anyway. I think it's direct. Is it direct? I can't remember again. No, I'm not so sure. Is it direct? I think it's direct injection. Just it didn't make sense because it wasn't that powerful. The fuel economy wasn't even that great. And it has more complex system. So I mean, it didn't make. Don't buy if you are in Nigeria. If you are sourcing for 406 in Nigeria, don't buy that car. That's the only advice I'll tell you. So as for back to your question, go and diagnose your car. Know why your car is consuming too much fuel. Just don't bring it to me because I don't work on such cars anymore. Such engines, I mean. Even though I have one that is older than that one, but I just don't have any appeal. And one reason why I do it is because it's analog diagnosis. I have, like I said, I have a 505 V6 that is same similar way of diagnosing. So I will spend hours, even days sometimes, trying to figure out an electrical issue on the vehicle. Only for you to now, I will spend all those time, start bringing out how much shishi giving me, saying that we can't pay fortune because I spend all this sweat. So that's the part. Well, can I swear, don't give it to other people. So I want the one that will be much easier for me and I still make my money for me than waste all my time, spend everything and still won't pay what the amount or the time, the commensurate time I spent, effort, everything. No point. So I stopped doing that. I don't want to make it clear so that people won't feel I'm snubbing that engine or anything. Just understand where I'm coming from. So this from Stephen Amechi. It says, hello Kenda, my V6407 engine is bringing out oil from the top. I don't seem to know what to do. Please help. Been following your videos in January and I like them. From a big fan, thanks. When you mean bringing out oil from the top, I probably meant what maybe it's the video I did today, early in the, today. That's you're saying that head cover is leaking oil. Go and watch that video. Of course, I know this is an old comment a year ago, but anybody who wants to know the solution to the question this guy is posing, go and watch the video I published earlier today concerning V6. What's the title of that video? I said this can cause this increases fuel consumption on ES-V6 Peugeot vehicle. So go and watch ES Peugeot V6 engine or ES-V6 Peugeot engines, something like that. So watch that video, you get solution. What I say, how you can fix it. It's not a big deal. ES9A, how to check oil level. It can be very tricky on ES9A to change oil on ES9. Very, very tricky. Depending on how you park the car, when the engine is cold, you can do everything you can. You won't be able to tell you the oil level on that car. You pull out the dipstick, you see that the oil level is high above the maximum mark. You clean it, put it down, remove it. You can do it up to 7 times. You keep showing the same thing. However, there is a way you can park the car. You pull it out the first time to show you. You clean it, pull it out. You see that it show you maybe it's a little below the maximum mark or it's on the maximum mark. So when you now park it, if you find that your car is parked in such a way that as you are pulling and checking the dipstick, it's still showing as if your engine oil is highly overgauged. So why instead of you going to drain your oil, thinking you overfilled it, start the engine. Run it for just few minutes, switch it off, wait for 10 minutes, then check. Then you see the normal level. But once you sleep overnight, you won't be able to see. Or you will park the car another place, leave it for overnight, then check. It all depends on the level of where the car was left for a long time. There's a way you park it, you won't do that. There's a way you park it, you do that. So I'm talking about ES9A, not ES9J4S. It's ES9A that habit, it only does that thing. So, but when you start the car, if you start doing that, start the car, run it for maybe 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes, switch it off, remove the oil dipstick, clean it, put it back. After 10 minutes, check it. You tell the oil level, you will see the normal level. So, okay, this one says visual, say nice video. Ibiyemi Olapede say, what if SU10 is smoking when the engine is idle, but when running it doesn't bring smoke? What is the cause? SU10 engine. So what that SU10 J4? There are other model of SU10 engine anyway. So it's once the engine is smoking when it's at idle. It's it's just like one of the videos I also published in the morning concerning one of my engines smoking. Valve stem cells, depending on engine models like ES, EW, and the rest, the way they usually fail is when you leave the car overnight. If those cells are weak, because oil passes through the seal is actually what is preventing oil from seeping into the combustion chambers, passing through the valves. So when they are now weak, oil will drain down when the engine is cold. As in once you park the car for a long time, not necessarily cold, but if you park it for a long time, they will trickle down past the seal, pass through the valves, and then settle on top of the piston. They drip into that piston, settle on top of the piston. So immediately you start the car, of course, it will burn the oil, burn it off, so it will immediately produce that smoke, that white, is it whitish or bluish smoke? Boom, it will come out from the exhaust tail. That first few seconds, you start the car, and then vanish. Even if the engine is idling or is running or you are accelerating or you are high motion, you won't see the smoke anymore. So that is to tell you your valve seals are bad. Not your rings, not your piston. It's your valve stem seals. So if you replace those seals, that's all. Now, it doesn't, some engines have different symptoms. When it comes to VTI and TH, that's generally EP6 engine. VTI, 120, THP engines. I'm talking about Peugeot 207, 308, 508, 3008, all name them, 5008. All these engines with those EPC, all these Peugeot vehicles with those EP6 engines. Even when their valve seals fail, they behave as if it's their rings or their pistons. So once you start the car, whether the engine is cold or hot, smoke will be coming out both at idle and under acceleration. So that will not be good enough for you to know what the problem is. Is it the valve stem seals or is it the rings? But if it's these older engines, like I explained that symptom, once you start the car when engine is cold or you park a car for a long time, you produce that blue smoke immediately. Within seconds, it goes away. It stops coming out from the tail. That's your valve stem cells. So it's a very minor issue. The only thing, depending, there are some, there are tools. Now, there's a tool now, not necessarily there's a tool, special tools they're meant for you to change the sails without actually removing the cylinder head. So in that case, you don't need to touch your engine. All you need to do is remove the cylinder head cover. I think you have to remove the camshaft as well. I can't remember. Then you can use that tool to grip and hold the valves so that you can remove the sails and put the old sails and put the new sails. So you don't need to remove the cylinder head. Because removing the cylinder head means, depending on engine model, you may have to change the head gasket. So but that special tool is not available in Nigeria. I don't think so. You have to order it, and you also have to train yourself on how to do it. It's not have to learn how to do it. But there are videos out there on the YouTube channel where you can learn it if you want to. Also books and how to do it, you can learn. Okay, so that's about it. So that's how. So in your case, it says engine is running when the engine is at idle. If it's constantly at idle and bringing out smoke, it's your combustion chamber, not necessarily your valve stem cells. He said, but when engine is running, it doesn't bring out smoke. It depends what you mean when it's running. If you press it very hard, if it doesn't bring out bad smoke, but if you press it hard, it brings out bad smoke, it means it's still your engine. If you're in motion and you may not be seeing it, even though it's coming out, you may not be seeing it because the breeze will be scattering it and it won't be that much for you to see from the rear view mirror. So I don't know. See, it's something that has to be physically inspected, not just I can't say for sure. The Fabian again, he said, please help us mention the type of Peugeot car with ESP and those without ESP. I can say cars from the late 90s or early 2000s. Some have ESPs. Like I said, some 406 have, some don't have. Some 307 have, some don't have. I think it's from 407 that they now made it standard that they will all have ESP. So I don't think there's any 407 that does not have ESP. So it all depends. But just know that let's just put it this way. It could be it was from the early 2000s, but I know 406 have. So and when I mean 406, I'm talking about D9, not D8. If there's a D9, it's possible there's a D8 that have. I don't know. But I'm just saying at least you have idea now. Some 406 have, some don't have. So you now have idea when it started. But the earlier ones, no, they don't have. I mean, come on, Peugeot started using ABS from, is it not 406? 406 was like the first car that had ABS. 605, it's 406 and 605. 605, not even the 605, Okay, no. ABS started from 505. Yes, it started from 505. Just as a different model from what we now find in modern cars. So 505 phase 2, not phase 1. So ABS started with 505, like in 505 V6, not all 505 V6. So that's I'm talking about from 1986 upward. That's when Peugeot started using ABS in their Peugeot cars. So then later on, they now introduced ESP as well. So ESP works with the ABS. So, but the ESP, we are looking at probably in the late 90s or early 2000s. So that answers the question. This one, Kobata, I said the power of the Lion King off the road. Okay, this is about my full services. Lesson about engine cooling system. Ayodele, he said, what happens when you use water only? I use water in an engine cooling system when engine is like when I do any or when I'm troubleshooting engine cooling system issue. Sometimes maybe I did some work on the engine and I want to use the car and observe if the work has been concluded. And maybe the kind of work I did, I needed to remove the coolant or drain the coolant. In that case, I just put water first. Use the car, because if eventually maybe the work has not been properly done or still have some things, I will drain out the water, do this. So it's only I put coolant when I'm sure work has been concluded, as no leakage again to be found. Even when I do all those things, I finish all the work, I still put water, run it to be sure that there won't be any leakage elsewhere, depending on the nature of work I do, you know. Then days later or so, then you can switch to coolant. So let water not stay too long in your cooling system. That's the point. It stay too long, it starts to rust the system. Fortunately, some coolant even behave like water. So when they are not, some are kind of oily a little. So if it's not that type, you'll find your engine system, over time, it will start rusting the system just like water. So it means those ones you're supposed to be changing them. Like Peugeot says, at least every 2 years. But personally, don't even wait till 2 years. Well, it all depends on the quality, you know. So, but those ones with oil can last more than 2 years. So, but don't use water if constantly. It will damage a lot of things on your cooling system. It also increases your fuel consumption a little. Water boiling point, not how do you call it? Water doesn't boil as fast as coolant. Coolant boils faster. So what it does is it will reduce your fuel consumption much faster when engine is cold than when you are using water. When you are using water, it takes longer time for the temperature to go up, for your fuel consumption to drop. Also, when you are using water, if you're on high speed or highway, not necessarily high speed or highway, you might find your temperature gauge will drop a little. But with coolant, it maintains close to that 90°C or a little bit below that. But water cools down, but you know, coolant is just the best. I use Quartz 5000 20W50. I hope it's okay. Wow. Well, I've done videos on that, so I don't need to go into that. For Yazid, it's very informative. For Submarine, it's a cool video. The rumble of ES9 engine on my 407 V6 stick shift. This one say looks kinda slow, sha. Oh, okay. This was a video I did on when this my 407 Coupe V6 has a 5-speed manual. So what I did, you know, people are in ignorance and sometimes stupidity. Okay, let me say ignorant, because if they actually know, if they're actually that knowledgeable when it comes to cars, they would have picked up what happened. So I wanted to gradually show how far this gear 2, when I talk far, I'm talking about the the speedometer, what's the maximum speed gear 2 of that 5-speed can go on that car. And then the sound, what this kind of sound it makes as it's climbing up. So it wasn't about how fast. I don't know. So what I did was I just pressed the throttle a little, just a little bit low. It wasn't even up to half throttle. I shifted the gear 1, then gear 2. Okay, I don't even know how I did that video. I think it was from gear 1 or gear 2. So I hold it on gear 2, press it slowly. I just kept climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing gradually. I was just listening to, the camera was on, just to show people how, the engine grumbles with that gearbox, more gearbox is rumbling and making that VC song, climbing, getting to the mass of that gear. That particular gear was a gear 2. We stopped, I can't even remember where it hit. Was it 100 or 90? I can't remember. Either 100 or so. All of a sudden, people started, I think it was close to 100 or thereabout at the gear 2 before it was about to enter the red line, so I now cut it off. So people started saying, oh, your 4.7 VC is very slow, this and that. This car is slow. I was like, no, people are really, really that stupid. I mean, that's stupid because, it was the title showed the purpose of that video. Then a technical person, all you need to do, look at the way the tachometer was climbing, the IPM was climbing, then look at the speedometer. If it had acceleration, like I want to do 100 to 0 kilometers, you see the way the tachometer will shift, the IPM will jump up. It will be much faster. But this one was just slow. Then some started saying, it's not possible to hit red line. How did they even say it? It's not possible to hit red line. No, it's WOT. That open your throttle full without pressing the throttle to the floor. That in other words, I've tried to remember their own argument. That it's not possible to hit the maximum speed of each gear without pressing the throttle to the floor. It was that some of them said we are people I thought they actually know about cars. Unfortunately, because they lack knowledge of manual cars, they assume that because it's automatic, you have to press it to the floor before you can do that kind of response. So you people have zero knowledge. You hear gloating. On manual cars, lower gears, all you need to do is just press the throttle small, a little bit, just press it down a little. Gear 1, gear 2, even gear 3. You can hold, the only thing it will take longer. You can hold it there. The tachometer will keep climbing till you reach red zone, even without your throttle pedal going halfway. It doesn't even need to touch it. I'm saying just a little bit low. It will hit the red zone. The difference is the person that pushes it to the floor will hit red zone within few seconds compared to you that will take longer. But some people, they assume for you to hit red zone, which is more like the WOT, you must push the throttle to the floor, which normally they will expect to do on a manual or on automatic transmission when it's on auto mode or drive mode. I won't say I was ashamed. I just feel, people always come online to brag that they know cars, know this thing. Yeah, this is a very simple and basic thing on a manual transmission. This is not like you have to be an expert. This is a basic thing on manual transmission. You can't even know this, and you are claiming and saying the car is very slow. That's why I know people are, So, all I could say is, at the point, I didn't even want to give a rip. At the point, I said, let me even teach people, sometimes show people how wrong they are, to show them their ignorance. So I did, I think it was like a week later or so, and I was just driving, this kind of time, I was in a mood. I said, well, let me even do 0 to 100 hard acceleration. So I now put the camera, that did it again, and of course this time around, the other one, I think it took about 12 seconds or 15 seconds. The first one I did, which was about how the engine was gear 2, the maximum speed gear 2 could do on that engine, or for gear 2 of 5 speed. With the sound, I was telling people, look at how the engine was, the rumble of the engine, this kind of sound was producing as the RP was climbing. So the second time I now did it was like, it now did exactly what Peugeot claimed, which was, is it 8 point? It's as if my own even did better than the factory claim. Is it 8.2 or 8.4 seconds to 0 to this thing? That's what Peugeot claimed that it would do. Of course, it's a very heavy car, so I wasn't expecting it to be start faster. My 406 is about, I've not done it, I didn't bother to do. I know Peugeot said 7.6 or 7.5 or something like that, 0 to 100. So there's no how it will be as fast as my 406. So I was expecting it. So it just clearly to show, even as old as this one is, it was able to still do even better than the factory speed, 0.8, 8.2 or 8.4, and that's what Peugeot claims too. So people, one thing with online, everybody knows that. One thing online, everybody is just forming one kind of expert. One thing when it comes to me, see, I'm not sure, people that follow me will know that there are subjects I just don't even bother. Best I can do, I can say you, oh, okay, I think, but anything I don't know, as in why I don't have that kind, I'm not an expert on it. You could share an opinion, it's a different thing. But not when you come to, you start speaking authoritatively and then be as if the person that probably know better than you. You are gloating your ignorance, boasting on that. It kind of makes, I don't know. So I know it's taking too long on this, but just that it really opened my eye that time I posted published that video. I mean, Nigerians, I was so surprised. Can't even tell the difference between a manual and automatic transmission and how they behave. Wow. Yeah, they will be telling you, everybody, I will tell you, you start speaking grammar, telling you this sense or that. Yet, when it comes to something this basic, you can't even tell how a manual transmission will react based on acceleration compared to that of automatic. Anyway, so from vehicle diary, said looking at that speed of climb is intoxicating. Okay, I think I will stop here. That's it. So if you have any more this thing you want me to attend to, please post it here go to my YouTube channel and post it. On any of the videos or posts I made, I'll see it. I'll make out time to go to do a video response to them. And if you want private consultation, my number is also always on this videos, descriptions, comment section, my Telegram chat line, WhatsApp chat line. You'll find it there, my email address. So when you do, don't call, please. Don't call. I will not pick. You'll be wasting your time. I will not pick. When you send message, I'll send you condition. If it's about making inquiry, ask questions or something you want me to respond to, so I'll give you a solution to something or whatever. Give you the conditions you have to pay before I respond. If you don't want paid one, you want a free service, post it here, I'll come here and respond. If you are the type, I will keep saying that because I'm doing it daily. I'm doing it almost daily, The people that will come there and start posting nasty questions, start making some comments. When I send them those conditions, they will pay for some making some silly comments. I block their lines. I don't waste time. So if you come in there to do that, I'll block your line. I've done it to, I don't know, maybe it's close to thousands now. I don't even know. So as they are doing it, I'm blocking them. And I won't unblock. So Respect yourself. If you are coming, be ready to pay. If you are not coming, if you are want free something, this is another video I produced. Look at how many hours or minutes now have I spent here. It's my data. I have to edit and upload, reduce the size, do all this upload. Using my data, using my time. I have to suspend every other thing I'm doing to go and respond to people's this thing for free. So if this one is too big, those who can contact me without paying are those who already paid that full consultancy service. Yeah, you can, of course. You have that access all the time. But if you don't want to pay, for that service, here is an opportunity for you to post and get the service for free. Contact me privately and you're not ready to pay, and you get nasty, I'll block your line. Alright, so that's it.